like I say, the Republicans, the Republic, had actually been planning this whole thing on the Panama Canal. The Republican Theodore Roosevelt or some other people, he actually got his teeth punched out, and actually where it was actually held under lock and key by the Irish for quite a while, um, and told that he can go ahead and plan and say whatever he wanted, but he wasn't going to step outside his house ever again, or something like that, because Roosevelt had been linked to Theodore Roosevelt had been linked to a Republican plot to basically he killed 6,000 blacks and basically ordered about 3,000 Indians to be killed as well. And it wasn't until he encountered the Irish that and they only got about 30 Irish, and then they gun jammed or they ran out of bullets or something like that, and basically the Irish clubbed the 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 militia to death. Pretty much, some people that had been paid by the Republicans to kill off the teams when they were done. So when the site was nearing its completion, instead of firing them, they basically ordered the death of 6,000 black people, and they were actually just going down. They were actually going from one end of the Panama Canal down to the other end, killing off all the teams, and they were going to skim off the top and take the top cut. This is what the Republic was doing, what Theodore Roosevelt was linked to. And this is what the Irish told me. The Irish said, well, when they came to get us, when they came to kill us, they got a couple of us, but they didn't get all of us. And we finished them off. Anyway, the Irish said that they refused to take the money that was owed to those other people because it would look bad on them, and that they would go hunt down Roosevelt wherever he was. Apparently he had escaped in the fight or something like that, and they found him holed up in Cuba, basically with a lockbox and a fair amount of gold coins in it and silver, which the Irish said that they would distribute to the town or anyone else other than they refused. The Irish said we have standards, so they refused to take the money because I had been treating everyone so well, and they found out that the Republicans, that Theodore Roosevelt, well, he wasn't the president of anything, and he was a Republican consultant apparently that no one liked and no one wanted around. And basically he had been skimming a fair amount of money. About, I think they said 300 is what he had on him or something like that. 300 silver dollars or silver gold coins or something like that. They said there's quite a bit of money on this man when they found him in Cuba. They said that there's quite a bit of money on this man. What do you want us to do with it? I said, invest it in something. I don't know, build something. Give it to the family of the people that they killed if you can find them. I was like, well, they're already dead, and he's already dead, because Irish were like, there's quite a bit of money on this man. What do you want us to do with it? And I was like, because he had 300 of the 4,000 or whatever that he had run off to Cuba with, apparently. So they found him, and they killed him on the count they had killed all the other people and killed some of their own friends. Like the Irish had lost about 30 friends themselves to basically what's called, before they killed, I think it was like 150 people with weapons or something like that, had basically, they said they came down into the pit, and they were just shooting. And they took down about 30 of us, but then we snuck around to the side of them and got them, or something like that, and clubbed them to death, basically, with hammers or whatever. I don't really know. I just found out about the attack, and there were actually quite a few attacks on the Panama Canal, and there's actually a war over there. Apparently, the Republic or Republicans were trying to. That's one of the things. And a lot of the people said, we didn't know what was going on until the Germans showed up, because the German scientists, after some things happened, Germans went over there, because because I told my German people, well, go over there and show them the books. So My German scientists went over there and basically were like, and just showed every single of the workers how much money had been paid and where it was supposed to be paid to. And a lot of the workers were like, whoa, wait. Because apparently the Republicans, Theodore Roosevelt, who wasn't even a president of anything, had been trying to skim some money off of the top, about $300 worth, is what I believe he had on him still. So that means only $200 were paid out ever. And Theodore Roosevelt had run off to Cuba after his militia was going down the thing, and they said it was the Germans that were going down. They said the report I got, or a report that they initially issued out, was that the Germans are attacking the Panama Canal, but it was actually the Republicans that were actually attacking the Panama Canal, and Theodore Roosevelt had run off to Cuba to live Republican lifestyle with $300. And he was going to hide it down there or something like that. And the Irish found out about it and found out how much money I had offered or issued, and that Theodore Roosevelt had, instead of paying the men that what he was supposed to, had basically just skimmed off the top and run down there, and that's what he was doing down there. And he had been and they said and he actually came to us and said we should strike on for whatever, blah blah blah. Anyway, I don't really know exactly the details of it because it got all confusing, and I was like, whoa, wait, what? Because I didn't know about how they were killing off the crews to keep the bonus money. I was like, they didn't pay out the bonus money? Like, no, we didn't get the bonus. Like, I told them to issue it. Anyway, because I was fine with it because they completed it. It was a finishing bonus. And the finishing bonus, instead of paying the men, they had killed them, and they'd killed the blacks and the Indians, and they were working on to the Irish. And the Irish just, I think some of the blacks or some of the Indians had actually taken down a couple of the other people. There's a whole big investigation and report, and the Germans actually went there and actually were like, see, ledgers, because the Germans had everything accounted absolutely perfectly. All the money that was supposed to be paid, they had all the paperwork, because there was paperwork going back to Germany, and the Germans came there and were like, see, look, because I ordered them to go down there and look at it, and a lot of people said we didn't know. The Irish said we didn't know until the Germans showed up what was going on with the Republicans and the Republic. And then once they showed up, numbers don't lie, And there's even pictures of the money that was supposed to be paid, too. They had pictures of the money that was supposed to be paid because it was issued from Germany to be paid in Panama. And none of it was being paid. So there was all this stuff that, when the Germans showed up, and it basically showed that Yankee town, Yankee Republic was basically doing whatever. And, it was just this big, huge republic thing where Republicans were the worst people on earth, and so are the Democrats. And anyway, hey, whatever. But pretty much the Irish were pissed off. All my teams were very upset at what was going on, and I basically, they all loved me and loved everything I was doing and were quite happy with me, and actually even refused some of my money. They're like, no, you're overpaying us. We can't take all that. We're not going to take all that. We're fine. So, anyway, yeah, the Panama Canal ended up being this big, huge thing because, a lot of money was made, a lot of trains, a lot of different things. A lot of people were fed and clothed and everything like that. There's a big doing, to actually bring it together and make it happen. And a lot of people are like, our lives are much better now, so don't worry about it. Anyway, so they were actually really upset and really fussy over the fact what the Republicans were doing the whole time. So.